ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about the Black inventors, and I got some information that some of you may not have heard before, some of you may have. I started studying this a little closely. I wanted to kind of fill in the gaps of things that we might not have heard. So I went to ChatGPT and it did give me some information, and I started digging a little further. And let me tell you what I found. The patent office had rules that slaves and even free slaves could not get patents. It was written right into their rules. So if anybody came up to the patents office, it had to be a white person. And this was one way of erasing our people from their inventions. And then it got a little funny. These folks stole so many inventions from our people. Now, one of the rules of the patents office is before a patent was issued, the alleged inventor had to demonstrate how it worked. Do you know these dumbass mofos went up there with inventions from their slaves and freedmen, and they couldn't even demonstrate how this alleged invention worked, so they couldn't get patents. So they didn't get patents for everything, y'all, because they were so dumb. I guess they thought if they showed up with an invention, they would automatically just get written out a patent and that's it. And no, you had to explain the invention, demonstrate how it works before getting a patent, and many of them could not do it. So there's probably inventions that we never seen or heard because these idiots couldn't explain nothing. So therefore, it could not have been your invention if you can't explain it. Okay? If you can't explain it, it's not your invention. And we already know that slavery boosted the economy. And that's why back then it was called the slave economy, because literally every dime America was making back then came directly from slavery. There is no separating the two. Well, after further research, the economy was boosted again when all of these black inventions that were stolen and patent hit the market and they start mass producing things. That was another jolt to the economy. So the way I see it, y'all, they don't just owe us for slavery. They also owe us for all of the innovation and inventions and everything our forefathers did that grew this economy. The inventions from our people grew also, besides slavery, grew the American economy, which makes sense because a lot of those things we are still using to this very day. So it is true when people say they are still living off of the legacy of slavery, they are still living off the legacy of our forefathers' inventions, too. So, and many of these inventions had global reach. So it's not just things that are used in the US, it's stuff that was mass produced to the entire planet. So that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. That's a lot of wealth that was denied for things that came directly from our people. So we're going to get into this and take a deeper dive. So I just want y'all to hear what came directly from Chat GPT.
What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with the nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make a perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Did Black inventors ever gain any wealth in their lifetime? Today, we're diving into a question that exposes the hidden truth behind the American economy. Did Black inventors ever gain any real wealth during their lifetimes? Or was everything stolen from them? The short answer? Many of them died poor, not because they lacked talent, but because the system was designed for them to fail and for somebody else to profit. Today, we're going to break this down piece by piece, legally, historically, and economically, so you understand exactly how Black brilliance powered this country while being blocked from generational wealth. Let's get into it. Vienna's slave-era genius with no rights. Before the Civil War, Black people enslaved or free were legally barred from holding patents. Let me repeat that. Under U.S. law, any invention created by an enslaved Black person automatically belonged to the slave owner. So if an enslaved Black man invented a farm tool, a steam valve, or a mechanical device, the white enslaver became the official inventor. This wasn't a loophole, it was written into the patent system itself. Black brilliance built the foundation of American industry. But the profits never reached Black hands. 2. After slavery, the courts continued the blockade. Even when Black people were legally free, the system still wouldn't allow them to profit. Courts refused applications. White proxies filed patents on their behalf. Companies bought Black inventions for pennies. Black inventors were buried under legal fees until they gave up their rights. This was strategic. America wanted Black labor and Black genius, but not Black wealth. 3. Corporations stole inventions and ran with them. Here are some of the most powerful receipts. Garrett Morgan, the gas mask and traffic light. Police and fire departments refused to buy from him once they learned he was Black. Companies copied his design and mass-produced it. His work saved thousands of lives, but he never became wealthy from it. Granville T. Woods, the Black Edison. He invented dozens of electrical technologies that powered modern America. Thomas Edison sued him repeatedly to steal his patents. Woods won many cases, but he spent nearly all his money defending his own invention. He died with far less than he deserved. Elijah McCoy, engine lubrication systems. His device was so advanced, imitators stole and cheapened the design. That's where the phrase, "the real McCoy," comes from, because so many fake versions existed. The man behind the real invention didn't die wealthy. 4. Violence destroyed Black prosperity. Whenever Black innovators started building economic power, white mobs, often backed by police or politicians, stepped in. Communities that supported Black businesses and Black inventors were burned to the ground. Tulsa, Rosewood, Wilmington, Elaine, Arkansas. These weren't random riots. They were targeted economic attacks that erased patents, business records, equipment, and generational wealth. America didn't just steal Black inventions. It burned Black success out of existence. 5. History books erased the truth. For more than a century, schools, universities, publishers, media companies removed Black inventors from the narrative. White executives took credit. Corporations whitewashed patents. Textbooks ignored Black innovation entirely. This created the false narrative that Black people didn't invent anything. Meanwhile, the truth is, Black inventors shaped America's transportation, medicine, engineering, agriculture, military tech, communication systems, and everyday tools. Shashi. Systemic barriers, not lack of genius. Let me make this clear. Black inventors didn't die poor because they lacked brilliance. They died poor because racist patent laws blocked them, banks denied loans, corporations stole ideas, courts sided with white competitors, violence destroyed their communities, and the government looked the other way. Black genius built America. Black people were simply excluded from the profits.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think the sad part is their inventions came from all of these wonderful melanated men and women, and they ended up dying poor. Do you know that? These Black inventors, back during the time of chattel slavery, because that's when many of the inventions came out during that time when we were going through Jim Crow, slavery, Reconstruction, they died penniless. And all the wealth went to the white people that stole it. So when we think reparations, we need to add in the fact that all these inventions were stolen, wealth was gained, and none of the wealth came from the originator of that invention. That also should be part of the reparations. But please tell me what you think about this answer from ChatGPT and overall just this video. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.